Damian, you guys talked about kind of focused on defense yesterday. Did you guys kind of same idea today, or more of an offensive game plan kind of thing?
We went over it. I think it was yesterday was us just taking in most of the information, what they like to do and how we gonna defend it, what our plan was against it. And today we just kind of went back over it, but it was us governing ourselves, just kind of when we go over a play, us communicating it to each other and communicating the coverages to each other like we're gonna have to do, when we on the floor together. So it was that and watching what we've done well offensively, what's hurt us offensively, and basically the same thing we did yesterday, but offense. So it was pretty simple.
And you talked yesterday about having already put the playoffs behind you. You actually talked about it all season, about last year. But with those 10 straight losses, like, does that put any emphasis on game one? Or, like, does that have a different feel to it?
Not really. I think this year we're a different team than we have been either one of those years. And I think how we've responded to, those past two experiences shows that, we ready to move on from it and that we ready to, get going in the right direction. I don't really think there's nothing else we can say about it. I think as far as last year or the year before, we've answered those questions all year with, we just want to look for another opportunity to get in the playoffs this year and improve it up, redeem ourselves, and that's all we can do. It's not like we can go back and replay the series and win it this time. Like, it's over and done with. We learned what we learned, we went through it, and now it's time to move forward.
What makes you different? How are you different as a team?
I think our personnel is different. I think picking up Enes Kanter, Rodney Hood, Seth Curry, what they've been able to do over the full season, it's something that they've been able to sustain, scoring off the bench. Enes on the glass, Seth's shooting ability. Those are things that, we've been able to see them do consistently this season, and it's something that we have confidence in going into this playoff series. And I think it's also something to be said about going through those types of experiences that we went through last year. I think it's, for the kind of team we have, it's good for our character. It's good for us from an experience standpoint, and I think it's made us a tougher and better team.
Hey, Dave, outside of their Adams, Russ, and
I can't hear you.
outside of Paul and Russ and Steve Adams, who concerns you the most? Like, they're kind of X factors on your team.
Well, I think they get production from a lot of guys. In our series against them this season, they've had different guys come in different games and have an impact on the game. So I think that's a strength of theirs. And if I had to say one person, I'd say probably Dennis Schroeder, because he finishes games, he plays minutes like he's a starter. He gets plenty of opportunity. The ball is in his hands. They run stuff for him. So I think he's a guy that, if he plays well and has impact on the series, it could be good for them and bad for us. And if we can limit him and, just make it tough night after night for him, then that'll be in our favor. So if I had to say one guy, I would say him.
Out there, is he in practice today?
Yeah, he was in film today. So.
Has he been here since
This is the first time. It's the first time. Well, the second time I've seen him.
Yesterday you mentioned Zach. You think he's going to make a big impact. What do you think overall about the bench and how they'll make an impact in this series?
Well, I mean, you don't win series on the shoulders of just 5 players. The starting lineup, I think, is what you can do as a group, especially this late in the season, with how sharp teams come in and they lock in on certain things. So you need the group. It's gonna come down to everybody. And I think Zach is somebody that can really help us, especially with Nurk being out, what he's capable of on the defensive end, his ability to stretch the defense out and shoot jumpers. I think he can really have an impact on this series.
Junior coming to win tomorrow?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Has Kanter given you guys any additional insight? I mean, obviously he knows about the X's and O's, but has there been anything personnel related or interesting that maybe he's brought to the table?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna ask him questions. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? But that was shared the first time we played him when he was here. So I think that was stuff that we learned then. But they're also a different team since he's been there. So I don't think that's something we can really lean on. But it's always good information when you have somebody on the inside.
Dave, is there a particular reason that the three-point shooting in the 4 games this season was so different? I mean, they shot the ball really well from 3.
Their three-point shooting?
Theirs was good. Yours wasn't so good.
I think after watching it on film, it just came down to making and missing shots. Because some of the looks we got, I was like, I forgot. Like, man, we got some great looks and we just didn't make shots. And I think for that, that's coming down to our focus and shooting the ball with confidence. And since then, I think we've done that. And this is it. I really don't know what else to say. This is it. We feel good about ourselves. We played well all season long. Looking at our 4 games against them, we got great looks. Offense, the weak side was there. We was finding shooters. We just didn't make shots. So hopefully that turns in our favor for this series.